It's Press Pass with Jack Ebling, Mid-Michigan's spirited sports debate. Now let's get talking sports. Here's Jack.
Great evening, Mid-Michigan and beyond, and welcome to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time to meet Team 364, our last show of Season 7. Want to welcome Al Martin. He is City Al. He is, of course, the sports director of WKAR 870 AM, and he is the host of Current Sports, and that is weekday afternoons from 1 to 2, and he is also the #1 actor ever in the Mid-Michigan sports media, more roles than any bakery. Al, congratulations on your Dallas Cowboys.
Yes. I want to open up by saying, how about them Cowboys, baby? You know, that was a game that I thought was said and done, but in the closing minutes, we found a way. That's what champions do, all right? 2020 Super Bowl, Dallas Cowboys. I hope, please, football guys. But so good to be with you, Jack. Thank you so much, man.
When they make the movie of this season, are you going to play Ezekiel Elliott or Dak Prescott?
Dak. Well, you know what? So many people have told me I look like Dak Prescott, so I guess I'll be playing Dak. But I'm shorter than Dak, though, so they'll have to do some TV magic. Just shoot from below to make me look tall.
Yeah.
All right, there we go.
They can do that. Also want to welcome Tom Crawford, Blue Belly Tom. He's my broadcast partner for 18 and a half years. He's a regular contributor to thewolverine.com and creator of the Crawford Podcasting Network. A little bit different kind of start for high school football, especially for East Lansing, Tom.
Yeah, Jack, their Friday night game at Portage Central called off during the day, and these kids were saying, we're not playing tonight because one of the coaches at Portage Central tested positive for COVID, and all of a sudden, game's called off. So they start next week with River Rouge at home, Lindsay Adams, third best team in the nation, or in the state rather, defending state champion. So they'll jump into it real heavy.
Al, do you remember when Michael Geiger kicked the field goal at Ohio State and he did that windmill when he's going down the field, right?
One of the greatest MSU celebrations ever.
How many times did you do that celebration, Tom, when you found out the Big Ten was going to play football?
I don't mimic Sparty at all in any regard, okay? I just don't. But no, I'm real happy. I think, they had a 4th and 16, their own 10-yard line. They threw a bomb and they made up for, they got more data. And we're going to talk about that more later, but I just think it's a good decision, and keep my fingers crossed, October 23rd and 24th.
Come on, just one time, Tom? Come on, just one time, it's easy, man.
The only time Tom wanted to mimic Michigan State was to have Michigan go 8-2 against its rival. Ohio State said no chance of that. We will be right back. We're going to talk about the Big Ten's decision and take a look at the schedules for Michigan State and Michigan. Up next, here on Press Pass.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile.
At Applegate, home comfort means our licensed technicians make your comfort their priority. It means serving you like family, because that's what a family-owned business does. It means helping you make smart investments in your home, thanks to our expertise in the latest home comfort technology. So take comfort in Applegate Home Comfort, the real local company since 1952. Furnace maintenance is just $79.95. Schedule your appointment today at ApplegateHomeComfort.com.
Are you sick and tired of your old business printer? At Cartridge World in Okemos, you can get brand name printers at no cost. Just buy our quality printer cartridges and we provide the printers for free. Cartridge World in Okemos, just down the road from Meridian Mall.
Fox 47, home to the #1 primetime newscast, the most popular comedies on TV, and the #1 news show on television. Thank you for making Fox 47 Mid-Michigan's favorite TV station.
Jessica Alba and Gabrielle Union are LA's finest, Monday on Fox.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for The Big Picture, brought to you by Dean Transportation. Dean is hiring caring and dependable people as school bus drivers in many Michigan markets. Be a hero in your community and safely transport children to and from school with Dean. For more information and to apply, visit deantransportation.com/jobs. That's deantransportation.com/jobs.
Unbelievable!
There you see some of the reaction. Actually, 4 phases of Big Ten football: the initial shock, and then the excitement, and then the disillusionment, and finally the celebration, the fact that there will be fall football in the Big Ten, COVID permitting. Al Martin, are you as excited as Tom Crawford about the fact that we're going to have football, or do you have serious concerns?
I have serious concerns. I'm not there yet. Now, this could change next month, but when I heard the announcement that the Big Ten was going to play football, Jack, I instantly just, and I've stayed even killed with this the entire time. I've had this opinion the entire time. Wait on this thing. I mean, right now, you know, in the latest round of testing at Michigan State, we've seen 45 Michigan State athletes test positive, 1 staff member. Grand Valley State students right now are on a 14-day stay-in-place quarantine right now. FSU head football coach Mike Norvell, he catches the virus. Baylor and Houston postponed. What this said to me, Jack, this is all about money. The Big Ten was on the sidelines. They saw these other conferences playing. They were missing out on that television revenue, and the pressure got too high for Kevin Warren. They immediately met, and here we are. It was a money grab for me, especially when you look at the schedule, when you say, okay, if we play at the end of October, it's going to line up perfectly to try and get a Big Ten representative in the college football playoff.
Ohio State's very happy. Tom, are you happy with the audible that the Big Ten called, understanding that we're probably going to have some players who aren't able to play, maybe some games that can't be played? We got players opting back in. You ready for this?
Absolutely, I am. It's a game of attrition, and all, respectfully, to Al's comment, I'm going to disagree with it. I think these football players are safer in this, kind of structured environment called the football program, where a lot of the Big Ten, most of the Big Ten teams have this sophisticated testing, and now the Big Ten finds out they can do daily testing. I think this was a breakthrough. They went and reached out to a lot of medical people. They had a big presentation on the Saturday before. I think they're in good shape to give this a try, but it's a fluid situation. That's just the way it is. That's what life is in COVID. Everything is fluid, everything changes, but I think it's worth a try for the Big Ten.
Would Michigan State even be able to play today? Don't know if they're going to be able to face Michigan in Game 2 on October 31st. Tom, a lot depends on the numbers.
Yeah, it does. And I mean, my God, that's still, the start of the season is 4 weeks away. And then Halloween night or Halloween day, whatever, Michigan State, that seems like a long ways away. And it's going to be certainly, a nerve-wracking week. Game week's going to be nerve-wracking. You think about an injury list, you got the COVID list, and everybody's going to be on pins and needles.
Al, I want to take a look at the Vegas odds here to win the national championship. And no great surprise when you think about the teams that are at the top. Clemson, of course.
Yep.
Who's that second team up there right with them? Oh, that would be the Buckeyes. Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, the usual suspects. And then you go down to the bottom and you've got Michigan 40-1, USC 40-1. That was the old Rose Bowl.
That's true. That is very, very true. And when you look at that, I mean, no surprise there for me, Jack. I'm just curious about the quality of play we're going to see. I think that's one of the biggest questions, right? I mean, as of September 14th, we saw that 151 players opted out. Now, a few of those are opting back in. We've seen that, but I mean, that's a lot of turnover. But I know, hey, look, people are happy that football is back.
Right.
I am just very hesitant to say that this thing is still out there lurking, and we're going to get through an entire football season.
Tom, if we take a quick look at today's AP Top 25, now this is the last one of these that the Big Ten is not eligible to be part of. When we see next Sunday's list, how many Big Ten teams might be ranked and in what order? Can you give us maybe the top 3 or 4?
Yeah, I'm gonna give you that order. Ohio State is, they'll be number 2 in the nation. They have so much talent. Then I'll go with Penn State, and then I'll go with Minnesota, and then I'll go with Michigan, and then I'll go with Wisconsin, and I might throw Iowa in there as a 16.
Wow, he said Minnesota ahead of Michigan. You know what that means? He might be forecasting a Michigan loss in the season opener in Minneapolis.
I didn't say that, but
we'll talk more about that coming up. Our Going Green segment. We'll look at all the schedules in the Big Ten up next.
The Ticket Machine is your local connection to concert, theater, and sporting event tickets nationwide. Our entertainment experts are ready to help you create a memorable experience, trusted by fans for more than 20 years. Whether you're looking for tickets for your corporate outing, family excursion, or vacation, we offer the best seats and the best prices. Grab a front row seat now on theticketmachine.com.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
So, I got my start in officiating when a friend told me I should try it. At first I just did basketball, and I got hooked. Before long, I added baseball, softball, football, and volleyball. I really enjoy giving back to the game, working with kids, and working with my local association to recruit and train new officials. I would like to say to anybody that officiating is a great way to help kids and stay connected to the game. We always need new officials. There's help wanted, just listen.
Howard Wolowitz. Cool. Redefined.
Fact-checking Shaheen Chevrolet's claim that they will give you $3,000 minimum for your trade or $3,000 over KBB value.
We'll give you full KBB value for your vehicle, plus an additional $3,000 towards a new one.
It's true. These offers are on their website at ShaheenChevrolet.com. Ralph Shaheen has tweeted them as well.
$3,000 more for your trade, the guaranteed lowest price on any new Chevy.
This claim is also true. There are some rules, but Shaheen will give you the lowest price on any new Chevy, or it's free.
Only at Shaheen Chevrolet.
Why would you go anywhere else?
Jake from State Farm. I would like to formally extend my gratitude for the Russell rate on my insurance.
Do you mean surprisingly great rates from State Farm?
I don't believe in accepting help, but I'll make an exception.
Here's the deal, Russell. There's no special rate. These prices are for everyone.
With the oak and the eagle as witness. Consider us square. I made that from memory. I know your face that well.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Going Green segment, brought to you by Graf Chevrolet and Graf Nissan on West Grand River in Okemos. With 106 years in the automobile business, they'll take great care of you, as they have on all 7 of my leases and purchases. For a new or used vehicle, go green, go Graf. There you see a tweet from Mel Tucker, and he was excited. Some people have looked at his roster, are not that excited, but he is. And he is ready for game one as Michigan State's coach. Al Martin, Mel had all kinds of contingency plans. He had plan B, C, D, E, Z, all the way through the list. And finally, Michigan State's going to get to put some of them in play. Hired in February, had to hire a coaching staff, had to install systems, no spring practice, no returning quarterback, completely rebuilt defense. What do you make of Michigan State in 2020?
Well, you know, how we measure success, I think anything close to 500 would be successful.
Yeah.
And, you know, this of course, isn't the ideal start you want to have coming into your tenure as the head coach of the Michigan State football program. This has been such an odd year. You just mentioned all the hurdles he's having to go through right now. I think whatever Mel Tucker does, though, Jack, I mean, I realistically think if Michigan State was to go out there and not win one game, Jack, he'll get a hall pass. I mean, that's the year of COVID. He would get a hall pass, I think, because of everything that's gone down. With that being said, I mean, look at the schedule. I mean, you play Rutgers early. You get Michigan early. You know, Michigan struggles to get out the gates. They have for a while now. So that's good. I like that. And then you play, you know, Ohio State and Penn State to close out the year. I like Michigan State's schedule. I will say that. But, you know, Tom and I were talking before the show. He said, you know, what would be a successful year for Michigan State? I said, look, man, I'm predicting 5-4 just because it is a crazy year.
Whoa.
Why not, Jack? Why not?
I can tell you that is not because Al Martin gets a paycheck from Michigan State University. That's what he really believes.
That's what I really believe.
Tom Crawford, taking a look at this Michigan State schedule, this 9-game schedule, 8 Big Ten games, and then there is the crossover with the West team that finishes in the same spot in the standings. Spartans open at home at Rutgers, then in Ann Arbor. Then they get a couple of games. Maybe they have to capitalize after the trip to Iowa, Indiana, Maryland, Northwestern, because it really gets brutal versus Ohio State and at Penn State.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at, you know, as far as Michigan State goes, and I'll start saying, in all due respect to Michigan State, which means I'm going to unload on them right now, by the way. But I'm gonna go a 3-5 on that slate. I'm going to focus on the 8 games that we know that they're going to be playing. I think they're going to be Rutgers, Maryland, and I'm debating between Indiana and Northwestern, which one of those 2 games. Home field's not going to be an issue because there's not going to be any fans, so I don't think we really play that heavily into it. But when you talk about a secondary that's got to be completely rebuilt, you got an O-line, it's got 10 guys who've had at least one start, but still too much inexperience. New system, new coordinators, new coaches, everything. It's going to take a while for Michigan State to get going.
I hate to say this, Al. It doesn't happen often, but I agree with Tom. I would say if Michigan State could go 5-4, Mel Tucker is a legitimate candidate for Big Ten Coach of the Year.
Oh, without a doubt.
In light of all of the things he has had to deal with, all the obstacles. Backup linebacker Marcel Lewis and standout defensive end Jacob Panashuk opting back in. What do you expect to see from this team, quarterback, and this retooled defense?
Oh, quarterback, who knows? I mean, that's the big money question, Jack. I have no idea. When it comes to Marcel Lewis, though, you know, in August, you know, he's a player. I'm rather surprised that he decided to opt back in because in August he said that he had lost a family member to COVID, and he had one that was also severely sick. And when it comes to Jacob Panashuk, I mean, you know, he's the only returning starting defensive lineman. So a lot of turnover. It's going to be tough. But again, it's the year of COVID. Anything can happen.
Tom, taking a very quick look at this Big Ten schedule, we can see what Michigan has. We mentioned starting off with Minnesota, but their crossover games are the Gophers and the Badgers. Can't be much tougher than that. And then they have to go to Columbus.
Yeah, and Ohio State gets Nebraska and Illinois. How come that? Yeah, that's fair. I think Michigan is going. I got 6-2, where they're going to lose their first game and they're going to lose their last game.
They're going to beat Penn State.
Wow.
How about that?
Okay.
We'll be right back with more coming up. Detroit Lions up next.
At the David Chapman Agency, it's our knowledge and expertise that make insuring home, auto, and farm easy for you. Experience the benefit of a local agent who cares about you with the David Chapman Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. Visit davidchapmanagency.com.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education,
K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Hey Mid-Michigan, it's time to cast your votes for the annual City Pulse Fox 47 News Top of the Town Awards. Bars, burgers, bands, and more. Vote for your favorite in more than 100 categories. Go to fox47news.com and lansingcitypulse.com today. Download the Fox 47 News app and stay connected everywhere you go.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Look how far we've come.
Check it out, check it out, check it out. Hey, man!
Plenty more where that came from.
Your father. Not a faithful man. He had 3 children outside this marriage with 3 different women. Who the hell are these people?
You about to lose your appetite.
I'm on the next level. We can get them out of our lives for good.
We're trash to her, so she's trying to throw us away.
Total chaos is coming.
Now that we've got their attention, we're gonna keep it.
Each of you will receive $1 million.
You're valued at $2.2 billion.
You flew us, coach?
You're really playing with fire. Oh, I haven't even lit the match.
Oh, Lord, please don't let me be misunderstood.
Rot in hell.
Filthy Rich kicks off Fox Premiere Week this Monday on Fox.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Law of the Jungle segment, brought to you by Woody's Oasis on Trowbridge Road, your healthy alternative to fast food. Eat Woody's and live longer. That's why I'm there every week. There you see the Lions score, or non-score, by quarters. And Al Martin, the Lions blew a 23-6 lead last week in the fourth quarter against the Chicago Bears. It did not take them nearly as long today to fold. They were up 14-3 and then gave up 31 straight points. What happened?
The Lions happened. The Lions are going to lion. We all know that. And, you know, courtesy of the Associated Press, they are now the first team in NFL history to blow double-digit leads to lose 4 straight games. The Lions just find new ways to just say, And, you know, when it comes down to this, if the loss to Chicago didn't make you think about this year in this way, then today did. This franchise needs to go in a different direction. We all know that now. Bob Quinn and Matt Patricia, this is really that do or die year for them. And to start off this season this way, and the schedule doesn't get easier, especially before that bye week. I mean, you got Arizona, you got New Orleans coming up.
Yeah.
This franchise is what they are, Jack.
Tom Crawford, you have seen just about every game that we've seen from Matthew Stafford since 2009, and he had some decent stats today, but he was pressured all day and he threw a horrible pick 6. Is he ever going to be good enough to get the Lions a playoff win?
No, because and it's not his fault. I've been the biggest Matthew Stafford fan for years. You can vouch for that. His defense is horrible. My God, they gave up 260 yards on the ground, running the ball, and the NFL team running the ball 260 on you. That's horrible. I mean, Matt Patricia's what, 9-24 now. Al's right, man. Get rid of this turkey. I mean, this is over. This is ridiculous. Plus, you have no fans. There's no excitement. You know, I mean, it used to be a Ford Field advantage, you know, as far as fans and, you know, obnoxious fans, but they don't even have that. This is going to be a bad, bad year for the Lions.
I have some breaking news, gentlemen. Did you know that Matt Patricia used to coach with the New England Patriots? If you didn't know that, he'll tell you. Like every 32 seconds, he'll let you know that.
Yeah.
Right. Al, when you look at the Lions' schedule, and I want to take a quick look at that here, we've got 2 games down, 14 to go. Cardinals next. That was a team they tied last year in the opener, blew that one too.
Right.
Then the Saints coming in, so they've got Kyler Murray and Drew Brees up next. When do the Lions get win number 1?
They're going to lose against the Cardinals. They will lose to the Saints. And win number 1 will happen after the bye. I think they do beat the Jaguars, one of the youngest teams in the NFL. I think they squeak out a victory there. But the Jags are very competitive. I mean, we saw them today against Tennessee.
Gardner Minshew.
Exactly,
right?
Exactly. Very, very good team, but they're young. If they're going to get one, I think that will be the moment. Well rested coming off the bye, hopefully. But the Lions are going to lion, so who knows?
Tom Crawford with 14 games in the books. Got the Sunday night game in progress. Should be just about over now. And then, of course, the Monday night game. What has surprised you or impressed you in week 2?
Well, I'm going to use the word impressed. And I was impressed by the Green Bay Packers. Back-to-back weeks, they've scored over 40 points over the Vikings and Lions, respectively. And they had a good start. And they didn't even bat an eye. They didn't even look nervous at 14-3 deficit today. The other one, I'm going to be, Captain Obvious here and go with the defending champion Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, so nonchalantly go down and force that game in overtime against the Chargers and go on and win in overtime. That's a top-notch team, and I think they could repeat this year, the Chiefs.
A couple teams I want you to keep an eye on. One of them is my choice to win the AFC East. That's the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
I think Josh Allen now has really matured. And keep an eye on the Arizona Cardinals. Last year it was all new. It was new for Cliff Kingsbury. It was new for Kyler Murray. Now they get DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
They've got Kenyon Drake for a whole year.
And Kyler has looked great. Kyler Murray has really played well, right?
And we had so much attrition today. Tom, guys going down, season-ending injuries, one after another.
Saquon Barkley is, I understand, ACL, and that's horrible. And this is when you start thinking no exhibition play or just not enough time for preparation. It makes you think about college. Those kids are going to be prepared. Yeah, the injury bug certainly is rampant now in the NFL.
49ers were just decimated today. You think about Joey Bosa, the whole defensive line now is in trouble, and then Jimmy Garoppolo goes down. And some of these guys, you're not going to see them again this year. But the thing that impressed me the most this weekend, gentlemen, the NFL COVID-19 testing count positive 0. 0 after 2 last week. They got this bubble thing down without a bubble.
Without a bubble, that's the key. I don't know how they're doing it. Let's knock on wood and hopefully it keeps going, Jack.
We will be back in just a minute, and we're going to talk about the Detroit Tigers. 1 week to go unless they have makeup games. We'll see how they're doing. We'll be right back on Press Pass.
At Graff Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else. Peace of mind. Every Graff used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at graffokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graff Chevrolet in Okemos.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
Don't miss The Masked Singer, season premiere this Wednesday on Fox.
The internet's on sale. Get high-speed access from WOW. Now for only $34.99 per month. Super fast Internet 100 with no contracts and double the speed for just $5 more. For a limited time.
Illuminate your home with Capital Lighting of East Lansing. Our beautiful selection of fixtures will make your whole house shine. We have thousands of styles and finishes available, from modern looks to classic designs. Visit today at Capital Lighting of East Lansing, where bright ideas begin.
Ellie's my best friend. When I found out I had kidney disease, I was worried I wouldn't be able to take care of her anymore. Thanks to dialysis and my Fresenius kidney care team, things haven't changed. Now I know I can still take care of her. After all, that's what best friends do.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. It's time for our Take It to the Bank segment, brought to you by Dart Bank, dedicated to meeting the needs of our banking community for more than 90 years, with 4 convenient locations in Mason, Holton South Lansing, Grand Ledge, and the expanded Home Loan Center in Frandor. That's Dart Bank for what matters most.
First thing comes to mind is how much taller I am than Al. I really didn't realize that.
I knew he was going to say that.
You know, it's sorry, good position, but it's this is a tough one. It's for me and my coaches, the players, hugging them, telling them how much I appreciate them, and my coaches, how much hard work they put into it. That's why the day's been really, really tough. Originally, I thought about at the end of the season, and as we talked along, the way I've been feeling since I had that bout of food poisoning in Minnesota, and stomach problems, and then the tension, the stress that goes along with this job. It was just, I told Al, I'll step out right now. I don't want to put any pressure on Al or anything like that. It's been wonderful here, but I also know I have to take care of myself. Wearing this uniform has been really special. The history of this uniform and this team here, second to none. So getting a chance to manage the Detroit Tigers has been nothing but special.
You see Al Avila and Ron Gardenhire, and the whole deal about who's taller reminds me of Nick Saban and Tom Izzo when they came in together. We were trying to see who the tallest Smurf was at that point. Al, what kind of job did Ron Gardenhire do in nearly 3 complete seasons with the Tigers?
Well, I tell you what, I mean, he's a man who is certainly so well liked in the clubhouse. But I think to answer that question, Jack, we won't know until 2 to 3 more years, because the job of Ron Gardenhire, when you look at the Detroit Tigers, a team that has struggled for so long, his job was to establish a foundation that could be built upon. Mm-hmm. We saw, and we see this season, I mean, 5 of the top 8 preseason prospects getting a lot of time right now.
Right.
Will they develop into players that have some longevity and can help win you baseball games? We won't know. I mean, he finished with a 132 and 241 record. I mean, that's the least successful in in Tigers franchise history.
Yeah.
That's why I say you got to measure it based on how well those young prospects, how well they play in the future.
We give him an incomplete grade. Is that fair enough?
Incomplete.
All right. Tom Crawford, when you look at where Detroit is, how important is it, the choice of a manager with the team that is so young moving forward? And do you have any names or suggestions for Al Avila?
Yeah, I just have one, Lloyd McClendon. I mean, and as the bench coach, and he's been with this franchise twice now on 2 different occasions, and came in with Jim Leland in 2010. I mean, he's got that fire, and think about Gardy's teams. They played hard. Undermanned, but those Tiger teams played hard, and I think Lloyd's going to do the same thing, and continuity on a young team, so this is a no-brainer for me.
Someone was talking about Marcus Timms coming back, and then A.J. Hinch, his name came up. He's a former Tiger, of course, with the suspension. They'd have to get some trash cans to pound on in the dugout to give signals, right?
Right.
But the Tigers' big problem is making contact with the ball. The other night, Shane Bieber and company, they get 14 Tiger batters to strike out. I want to take a look at the list of Tigers with more hits than strikeouts this year. Normally, you you have almost everyone on this list. There are only 4. And there wouldn't have been 4 if Willie Castro didn't get a single in his last at-bat today. Tom, you think about this. Al, how big a problem has this been?
Huge problem. Huge problem. I mean, that's how you win the game, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta put the ball on the bat.
It's all or nothing
and make
for
it
them.
happen. Exactly, all or nothing for them. And I think this really just comes down to experience for me. I mean, these players are still young. They're still trying to figure it out. You know, we'll see what happens. I think realistically, to judge this team, I'm looking towards 2023 right now, Jack. But that is a huge problem. You gotta find ways to make contact and get some runs in.
Tom Crawford, the Tigers right now 22-30, and 6 games scheduled in the final week, but they could have a makeup doubleheader a week from tomorrow against St. Louis if the Cardinals need to play those games. How many wins will the Tigers have when this season ends?
Well, you know, you asked me this question, I think, at the start of the season when we thought it was going to be a 60-game slate.
Right.
And I was, you know, hovering between 25 and 26. I finally went with 25. I'm going to stick with 25.
Okay.
Just to be consistent. And I think, I think that'll be a good year with Lloyd McClendon managing the team next year, going in with some momentum.
25 would be great. You know why, Al?
Why is that?
Because I'd win my dinner bet with Fred Heumann.
That would be great for you, right?
Down to bet.
And I have the menu memorized at Steakhouse Philly, the most expensive items on that menu.
There you go.
There we go.
Medium rare.
We will be back, and we're going to talk NBA, one of Al's favorite sports, and talk about the Denver Nuggets and the Lakers and the Heat and the Celtics going at it in the conference finals. We'll be right back on Press Pass.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Fox47News.com has launched a new section, Healthy at Home. Our local experts will provide self-improvement tips, medical breakthroughs, and ways to stay healthy at home. Central Pharmacy with 13 locations, your local pharmacists, delivering right to your home.
4,000 people in our state are missing. Their parents, grandparents, kids. Watch Fox Finders Missing Persons Mondays on Fox 47 News. Drew Barrymore, weekdays at 9 on Fox 47 and again at 6 on My 47.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
A new day dawns and we greet it with gratitude, thankful for the heroes on the front lines taking big risks daily to keep us safe. We at Dean Transportation stand at the ready with them, supporting our communities in their time of need. We've been delivering food and medical supplies, volunteering our time, and boosting morale to keep spirits high. Our passengers may have temporarily changed, but our commitment to transporting your most precious cargo has never wavered. Dean Transportation, working together, delivering the good.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Tracking a Trophy segment, brought to you by the Ticket Machine at the corner of Mount Hope and Hagedorn. For the best in sports and entertainment ticketing, whenever those events resume, go to theticketmachine.com.
Tatum. Dragic clears it out. Butler downhill on Tatum. Into traffic. Got it! And one! Clutch time, Dade County. Jimmy Butler delivery.
And Jimmy Butler again has taken 68% of his shots from right in that area. He is relentless, gets the angle and the step on Tatum, takes the contact and scores it.
Clock at 7. Working against Butler, got downhill, couldn't punch it. Bam says, get it out of here. And Adebayo won. Wow. A meeting at the summit, Doris.
That is a ridiculous defensive play.
2 amazing plays. Al Martin, Jimmy Buckets, getting that go-ahead basket and the free throw that followed. We didn't see that. But then Celtics had their chances and came back, and Jason Tatum driving for I'll show you slam. Up goes Bam, and 4 amazing things about that play. He didn't foul.
Right.
He didn't goaltend. He didn't break his wrist. And when the ball was blocked, he retrieved it. Shades of Bill Russell.
Oh, without a doubt. And, you know, we were just chatting before we started this segment. You know, you had Magic Johnson hitting Twitter with the Twitter fingers and saying that he thinks it's the greatest playoff block of all time. Now, there's some other blocks you could bring up, Magic. I think he was kind of prisoner of the moment there. But it was an amazing, amazing block. And it's one of those NBA highlights that'll be played over and over and over, especially the caliber of player that Bam Adebayo blocked it on. Right. I mean, Jason Tatum has been one of the best players in the NBA bubble, Jack. I mean, he's putting up crazy numbers. That workout, I always say this about Jason Tatum. Yeah. That summer workout that he had in 2018 with Kobe Bean Bryant transformed his whole mentality and work ethic, and we've seen him just steadily get better. But amazing, amazing block. I still get goosebumps when I see it, Jack. Amazing.
You have played a ton of basketball, Al. What would you give to have a block like Bam's?
Oh man, what would I give? That's a really, really good question. I don't know, Jack, but that's one of those things.
Which limb?
Well, I need my legs, right? Probably the arm that I'm not going to block. So give me. I'll give my left arm, Jack.
Tom Crawford, you are a Miami Heat fan, or at least a Duncan Robinson fan.
Of course.
There you go.
As you look at what the Heat have done, can they do it again? They have a 2-1 series lead. Can they do what they did to Indiana and Milwaukee?
Well, when we started this whole NBA playoff thing, I picked the Heat and the Lakers in the championship. Remember that? So I'm sticking with the Heat. But I'm telling you what, this whole thing of getting down double digits like every game now, and it caught up with them last outing. And I think it's going to take all 7 games, but I think they're going to pull it off against Boston. But, man, I was disappointed with these slow starts for the Heat. I mean, because the Heat, they're my team because of Duncan Robinson.
Yeah. If it is the Heat and the Lakers, does the winning team get to keep Pat Riley? Is that what's at stake besides a championship trophy?
Yeah.
Al, when you look at the West, Lakers look like they have a clear path, but a lot of people have counted Denver out before. Back-to-back series, they've been down 3-1. They've won 6 straight elimination games. And Game 7 against the Clippers, you had Jamal Murray scoring 40 points. That is 16 more than Kawhi Leonard and Paul George combined. And you had Nikola Jokic with 16 points, 22 rebounds, and 13 assists. Don't sleep on the Nuggets.
You can't sleep on the Nuggets. And I certainly did, because I was like a complete idiot. Mr. NBA guru, I had the Clippers winning the whole thing this year. And the Nuggets, who saw this kind of bubble performance from Murray and Jokic? But the Lakers got it easy, Jack. I'm going Lakers in 5 in this series. The Lakers are just another level right now. And the big thing is matchups. It's all about matchups. And the key for me is Joker. You got Dwight Howard, who's playing the most minutes he's played all playoffs, and Anthony Davis giving Joker some problems down low. Lakers win in 5, and they go in. Just give them the trophy right now. Give them the trophy right now, Jack. I hate to say that, but hey.
It's going to be an interesting final regardless. And Tom Crawford, when you look at the MVP voting, that's in. And Giannis Antetokounmpo is a runaway winner despite what LeBron James thought. So.
Yeah. and LeBron's complaining. Luka should have been up there. I mean, I would have put him in the number 3 slot ahead of James Harden can't stand the backup.
He'll win 3 or 4 of them a little bit later in this decade. We'll be right back. We have a very special guest, Jack Kerwin, with us up next.
Jake from State Farm, I can't thank you enough for getting me the Serena savings on my insurance. Can I get you 10 free minutes in the broth bath?
Serena, with State Farm, everyone's offered surprisingly great rates.
Yeah, sure. How about a complimentary wet moss wrap?
Here's the deal. These savings are for everyone.
Seriously? She's just jealous.
When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We are MEA, a foundation of collective strength, an advocate for education. K-12 educators, support professionals, and higher education employees, united to support our students, our schools, and our community. Together, we are the shield protecting every student's right to succeed. Michigan Education Association. Champions for education.
Know the day's weather before you walk out the door.
Fox 47 News.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
You're up. There's an old saying, you can never have too many officials. The age of the average official is 52 and getting older all the time. We're constantly recruiting new people, younger people to join us. After you register with the MHSAA, look on the website to find an officials association near you. They'll put you in a position to succeed as an official. We all learned a lot from high school sports, and officiating is a great way to give back to the game. There's help wanted, just whistle.
Touchdown, Crawford.
Everybody, listen up!
That's what we do. We have a lot of shows.
You're playing with fire. I haven't even lit the match.
Something disruptive is happening.
Let's see your
Boys, this is our time.
The future is yours.
We're gonna do this together.
That is fantastic news.
Welcome back to our Lansing's Best segment, brought to you by the Greater Lansing Sports Authority. The GLSA has brought thousands of athletes and teams to Mid-Michigan for hundreds of tournaments and special events, and we'll do that again in 2021, showing just what Mid-Michigan can be. Al Martin, we sent Tom Crawford to see if any other Michigan players had transferred. But we have a very special guest and someone who has been with us. Started off as a floor director and then's done graphics, and he has really been a jack of all trades, but somebody that,
I like that
you know very well for what he did and as your producer for Current Sports.
Without a doubt. You know, Jack Kerwin is his name, and working hard is his game, right? Jack, you know, he came in to Current Sports. You know, he was one of those students, Jack, that I believe he came in just to kind of shadow and see how things went, and just stuck around, worked his tail off, and became one of my favorite producers and student interns that we've ever had. And you know, that of course transferred over to what you do here at Fox 47, and of course on your radio show. And it's been a delight to work with him. So we got him here, right?
Jack, one big question for you: which of us was harder to work for?
That's a good question. Well, which of you was harder to work for? You know what? I would have to say Al for sure.
Whoa!
Just on account of one time I came in kind of late and the show got off to a rocky start, and I got yelled at that one time, even though it was totally my fault. Like, Al did absolutely nothing wrong. So I'll say Al was the harder guy to work for. Also, I lost 2 bets with Al. You and I never had a bet that I lost, so I'll say Al for sure.
And that answer did not come because I gave him a pay raise last week. That had nothing to do with it.
I forgot about that moment.
We do have something for you, Jack, and I'd like you to take a look at this. This is something that is near and dear to Al and I.
Definitely.
My best friend, the late Earl Robinson, who had the position before Al took it at News Talk 870, And this is the Outstanding Sports Broadcaster of the Year for Michigan State. I think we made a pretty good choice, Al.
You think, Jack?
I think so.
You know, we were kind of debating on who to give this to, and looking at it, a very obvious choice. He's in total shock right now. Jack did not know this was going to happen. No. So he's on the spot right now, but you deserve it, my man.
Well, that is going to be mounted in the ComArts building, but we have something for you. This is our version of the Heisman Trophy.
There it is.
And a lot of people who were involved in the Earl Robinson Celebration of Life are very interested in who our selection was, but the fact that it is Jack Kerwin who is holding up that microphone, and Earl Robinson had the same mic, I think, most of the time he did that show, starting out with Jim Adams.
Yeah.
And then, of course, you took over for him in 2013.
Without a doubt. And, you know, there's a lot of legacy when you think about that award. And, Jack, you're the first. You're the first. You can always say that you were the first ever to win the Earl Robinson Sports Broadcaster of the Year award. And it's amazing. I think it's just a true testament to your work ethic that you've accomplished at WKAR, and, of course, your outstanding work with Jack. And, you know, I know he's going to be a star when he leaves us all, Jack.
So in a couple of years, Jack, are you going to be sitting here on television hosting Press Pass? Are you going to be my producer? Or are you going to be in a film with Al?
You know what? We can just add all three to the bucket list, I guess. You know what? Short term, for sure, it would be pretty awesome to be your producer in radio on the Drive with Jack, if that becomes available to me. But you know, sports radio has always been my passion for sure, and my mom always says I have a face for radio. So I don't know if I'm cut out for this TV stuff. This is bad enough. You guys have had to look at me for 4 minutes.
Well, we are going to have a Sports Broadcaster of the Year that we will honor with the Earl Robinson Award every year, Al.
Definitely.
But I don't know that we could have found a better first recipient and someone who has worked with both of us.
Without a doubt. You know, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to hand that away. Congratulations, Jack.
Thanks so much, guys.
We'll be right back with our weekly awards, the Culver's Cool and Smooth segment, up next.
What's really important to me is being able to have a partner, and Dart Bank has been that for me. I'm Eric Nelson. I'm a managing partner here at the English Inn. I've worked with John Morris at Dart Bank to help put together multiple projects that have assisted us with growing our business and continuing to be successful.
At Graf Chevrolet in Okemos, you'll always get a great deal on a huge selection of high-quality used cars and trucks. But you'll also get something else: peace of mind. Every Graf used vehicle purchase comes with up to 6 oil changes for the first 2 years of ownership. We'll also give you free tire rotation with every other oil change. Always a great selection of used vehicles starting from $1,000 and up. Check them out at grafokemos.com. Lower your cost of ownership with our Peace of Mind program, only at Graf Chevrolet in Okemos.
Anyone who's had our chicken knows it's plump and juicy. What they may not know is that it's also 100% natural.
All our chickens are certified, humanely raised, no antibiotics, on a high-quality diet of soy and grain.
Why are they called tenders?
They're called tenders because they come from the tenderloin of the breast, hand-trimmed just for colors. It's not a strip or a finger, it is the true tenderloin.
I'll put our chicken tenders up against anybody's.
That's like my Granny Franklin used to make. That's outstanding, Craig.
Welcome to Delicious.
W Superstar Otis reminding you that SmackDown is all new this Friday on Fox 47.
Are you sick and tired of your old business printer? At Cartridge World in Okemos, you can get brand name printers at no cost. Just buy our quality printer cartridges and we provide the printers for free. Cartridge World in Okemos, just down the road from Meridian Mall.
Breaking! Car insurance rates are dropping. Did you know Michigan's auto insurance laws have changed? As of July 2nd, you are likely overpaying for coverage. We have always offered low rates, but now our rates are even lower with Stop One Insurance, where everyone's approved.
Welcome back to Press Pass here on Fox 47. Time for our Cool and Smooth segment, brought to you by 4 great Culver's locations in mid-Michigan: Okemos North and South, North Lansing and West Lansing. Since 1984, Culver's has been delighting guests one meal at a time with scrumptious Butterburgers and premium frozen custard. Swing through any Culver's drive-thru and grab your fresh favorites. That's Culver's. Welcome to delicious. All right, Team 364 to end year 7. Who has been as cool and smooth as a Culver's mint explosion this week? Al Martin, what do you have for us with the play of the week?
Yes, well, you already know I'm going with the Cowboys, Jack. I mean, that was the most thrilling comeback of the NFL season thus far. And, you know, I could go with, of course, the game-winning field goal from Greg Zuerlein, 46-yarder that won the game. But it was the onside kick that gave them that opportunity, a T-less onside kick that the Falcons just did this to. And they just watched it, and then we got the ball back. We go down the field, Dak Prescott, big time, Michael Gallup, big time as well, game over. But I've never seen a T-less onside kick. Yeah. And then the response from the opposing team, hey, we'll take it. A win is a win.
How about Harrison Butker for the Chiefs in overtime? He has to kick 3 50-plus yard field goals.
Yeah. These kickers are amazing today, aren't they, Jack?
Yeah,
crazy.
Is amazing. All right, Tom, what do you have for us with our team of the week?
Well, I've been taking the team of the week, a different angle each week, and this, you might not like this one, Jack, but I don't really care. Team of the week is the Michigan football alumni. 34 former Michigan players are on active rosters in the NFL right now. There was only 4 games today in the NFL that did not have a Michigan football player in it, playing in the game. We saw in the Packers game, John Runyon Jr., Rashawn Gary played well. Michigan football alumni are doing a great job. My team of the week.
Tom, if I gave you 34 seconds, do you think you could name all 34 former Wolverines?
Probably. I don't know.
He might.
I don't
You
think
never
so.
know.
There's so many of them. And there's practice squad players as well. You add to that list and ones that are on the on the disabled list. So hey, they might not win Big Ten championships in recent years, Jack, but they do go on to the NFL. And that's what a college is supposed to do. Prepare you for the next level, whatever profession you take on.
Well, Tom, in all seriousness, you know who looked really good today was Rashawn Gary for the Green Bay Packers. And the last time he looked that good was when he was on the bench bawling after Michigan State beat them in 2017. That's when he really looked good.
Always backhanded comes.
That was a legendary moment.
Never fails. Never.
I can't do the Rico Beard impression. All right. For our player of the week, I have 2. Well, how about U.S. Open winner Bryson DeChambeau?
He was amazing.
Only one player all week at Winged Foot finished under par. 6 under par. He wins by 6 shots over the fast-fading Matthew Wolff. And he had rounds of 69, 68, 70, 67. He never shot over par. Every other player in the field except for DeChambeau and Wolff finished over par. Phenomenal golf there by the winner of the Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Amazing.
Amazing. But I want to give a special shout out to Jose Ramirez from the Cleveland Indians. Now, I have to acknowledge he did a lot of this against Tigers pitching. But he had 4 home runs, he had 9 hits, and 10 RBI in these 4 games. And he is the first player to do that against Detroit. 9 hits, 4 homers, 10 RBI in a series since George Herman Babe Ruth back in 1933.
Whoa.
How about that?
Talk about history.
Yeah. Now, you're talking about 87 years it's been since that happened?
Yeah.
Maybe 87 years, it seems like, since the Tigers won a meaningful series. But we'll see if they can get that done a little bit later. 6 games to go, maybe 8. I want to thank Al Martin, the WKAR Current Sports, coming to a theater near you, and Bluebelly Tom, Crawford Podcasting Network. We'll see you next week, everyone.